Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule.
They said, "We hear you're a vegetarian," and I was by that time. And they said, "Well, do you eat dairy?" And I said, "Yeah, I do eat dairy." And he said, "Liquid meat," right that, at my nose, liquid meat. And that was the moment I went vegan.
The launch of Love is the Only Solution in the United States, Part 3 of 12. Please continue watching to find out more.
Scientific research has affirmed the importance of the vegan diet, which at least is good for the body. But the fact is, all the benefits of veganism are linked together and must be related to spirituality. The Reverend Father Anthony Jangsing Loy, vegan.
Stop animal abuse! Stop animal abuse! Animal rights!
Your freedom is our freedom, and your peace is our peace. We cannot be free until you are free.
You will come to Palestine.
Thank you.
O Gaza, count your blessings, make peace, love the living.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan.
You are welcome in my house.
When experiencing the sheer natural beauty of Guam, you'll find yourself uplifted with joy and might say to a local, "Mega view." That's how you express "I'm happy" in Chamorro, a native language spoken on the island. I'm Jeffrey. The citizens of Guam wish that you will always embrace the omnipresent grace and blessings of the divine with a grateful heart. May your noble qualities grow through your daily practice of good deeds.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Welcome to the launch of Love is the Only Solution in the United States, Part 3 of 12. Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, is a highly gifted, multi-talented, and fully enlightened master. She is also a world-renowned humanitarian, environmentalist, author, artist, designer, musician, and film director. Through all of her endeavors, Supreme Master Ching Hai, as previous enlightened masters have done, conveys heaven's infinite love and concern for all beings, as well as her boundless encouragement, and offers access to our true nature through the Kuan Yin method. Her newest book, Love is the Only Solution, published in 2021 and with hundreds of thousands of copies distributed worldwide, is an absolute must-read in these urgent times. It contains heartfelt messages from Supreme Master Ching Hai dedicated to the vision of world vegan, world peace. She also identifies the root cause of all unfortunate events, the destructive meat-eating habit, which has made countless animal people endure untold suffering since time immemorial. Her message emphasizes that humanity must sincerely respect the universal law of love for all beings and transition to a compassionate vegan lifestyle to bring about positive change.
Smart entrepreneur? No wonder you are vegan.
On May 27, 2023, the state of Arizona, famous for the iconic Grand Canyon, Red Rock formations, the Sonoran Desert, and plenty of sunshine, welcomed the premier event for Love is the Only Solution in the United States. Organized by members of our Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association, All Vegans, the event took place at the Phoenix Mesa Arts Center. Thanks to modern technology, international audiences were able to join virtually from their homes, with approximately 40,000 viewers tuning in from various countries around the world. Keynote speakers of the event included the Emmy Award-winning news anchor, Shining World Hero Vegan Journalist Award recipient, and founder of Unchained TV, Ms. Jane Velez Mitchell, vegan.
Hey everybody, I am so jazzed to be here. I have met people who have come from around the world to be here.
Author of the best-selling book, The World Peace Diet, and Shining World Hero Award recipient, Dr. Will Tuttle, vegan.
Well, this is exactly right. What Supreme Master Ching Hai is writing about here is the key. The highest form of love is compassion.
Cardiologist and Shining World Hero Award recipient, Dr. Baxter Montgomery, vegan.
Looking forward to a heartfelt demonstration and expression of love by all the attendees and a great message from my colleagues.
And Shining World Award for Earth Protection recipient and founder of Climate Healers, Dr. Sailesh Rao, vegan.
a vegan world by 2026. Believe it, and let's make it happen.
Many distinguished guests worldwide also sent messages of support for this meaningful event, including the director of the documentary films Cowspiracy and What the Health, Shining World Compassion Award recipient and filmmaker Mr. Keegan Kuhn, vegan, Australian filmmaker, author, and animal citizen communicator Ms. Billy Dean, vegan, and founder of Young Indian Vegetarians and Animal Sanctuary UK, Mr. Nitin Mehta, vegan. Outstanding singers and artists brought beautiful performances to mark this special occasion, such as Mongolian chart-topping singer Ms. Nomi Jean Cater, vegan, renowned Italian soprano Ms. Giorgia Fumanti, vegan, lead vocalist of the Sonic Universe, Mr. Alex Arndt, vegan, multilingual singer Ms. Jane Kadenge, vegan, and Iranian sand artist Ksenia Simonova. In our series of shows, we're delighted to present this inspiring event honoring Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, Love is the Only Solution. Please enjoy part 3.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Kim, let's play a guessing game for our next speaker.
Sure. Can you give me some hints?
Well, she's vegan.
Okay, well, you gotta be a bit more specific here. All of our guest speakers are vegan.
That's fair. She received the Shining World Vegan Journalist Award from Supreme Master Ching Hai.
That's pretty cool. But keep going.
Okay. She was an anchor on the world-renowned news network CNN.
Wow, that's amazing. I think I need a little bit more here.
Maybe that'll help?
Oh my goodness! This was Jade Velez Mitchell from Unchained TV!
I am so jazzed to be here. I have met people who have come from around the world to be here. I just talked to a lady who came from South Africa, flew 25 hours to be here to show her love. Let's hear it for her. All these wonderful volunteers coming from Atlanta, coming from Boston, coming from all over Texas, coming from Florida, and I just came from LA. Woo! And I want to say thank you, Supreme Master, for inspiring millions of people around the world to go vegan. Let's hear it for Supreme Master. I want to thank Supreme Master Ching Hai for inspiring thousands of people to open Loving Hut restaurants around the world. Woo-hoo! I have had a Loving Hut dinner in Paris, and I've had Loving Hut dinners in LA and New York. That in itself is so incredible. And I personally want to thank Supreme Master for being one of the inspirations behind me launching Unchained TV, the world's first nonprofit, entirely free, entirely vegan streaming television network for animal rights and for the vegan lifestyle. Let's face it, we've got 8 billion people on the planet killing 80 billion land animals, cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, goats, lambs. And I think about those animals right now who are suffering in pig gestation crates, being ripped from their mothers, being put on an assembly line where they're macerated, cut up alive. And I say, we will do everything we have to stop this killing, right?
But here's the thing. The clock is ticking. As you heard Dr. Rao say, we have to have a vegan world, and we've got to do it soon because we are barreling towards a climate apocalypse. We feel it here in Phoenix, Arizona, the heat. We see it on the East Coast with these crazy storms. I grew up in Manhattan. We never had hurricanes. Okay, we see it on the West Coast. We had extraordinary rains this winter. There's fires, there's floods. We're trying to wake people up, but there's too many people on this planet to talk to them one-on-one. We have to use mass media, right? And that's why I started Unchained TV, which is absolutely free to download on your phone. One word, Unchained TV. You can also watch it on your television at home using an Amazon Fire Stick, a Roku device, or an Apple TV device. And it's soon going to be on all Samsung smart TVs. And I'm very happy to announce we are about to launch a Supreme Master channel on Unchained TV. Woo! Now, I was in mainstream media for many years. The reason I'm doing this is that mainstream media is not doing its job. They are not telling people the truth. The truth is that there is one simple change that can solve the vast majority of society's problems around the world. And that is, we have to stop thinking that we need to kill to survive, right? Killing other animals is killing us with heart disease, with cancer, with climate change. And of course, when the animals are suffering, as you heard Dr. Rao mention, it has an impact. That's why people react so forcefully sometimes against us, so defensively, because deep down in their reptilian brain and in their hearts, they know we're right, that what they are doing is unnecessary, it's cruel, and frankly, that makes it evil, and we've got to call it for what it is. I was confronted into going vegan by the fabulous Howard Lyman, the fourth generation cattle rancher who got very ill, and he made a pact with God, and he said, God, if you get me out of this surgery alive, I'm going to reveal the horrible secrets of my industry. He survived, and he became famous. He wrote a book called Mad Cowboy, and I interviewed him when I was a local news anchor in Los Angeles, and afterwards, he and his publicist came up to my cubicle and they said, we hear you're a vegetarian. And I was by that time. And I said, yes, very proudly. And they said, well, do you eat dairy? And I hung my head because he had just told me about the babies ripped from their mothers, the boy calves either being shot or put in veal crates, the artificial insemination of all these animals. And we know what that really is. You know what that really is. That's sexual violation. And I hung my head and I said, yeah, I do eat dairy. And he said, liquid meat, right there at my nose, liquid meat. And that was the moment I went vegan. And I have never looked back. So when people say, well, you've got to approach people carefully. If he hadn't confronted me, if he had said like, well, I mean, we think maybe you should just cut back on your dairy. Yeah, I wouldn't have heard it. He confronted me, liquid meat. And I thank him for that. So we have to do an end run around the mainstream media because the clock is ticking. We only have a few years. It's not just me saying it or just vegans. Sir David Attenborough has done an incredible documentary called Breaking Boundaries that is streaming on one of the big streamers. And there's only a handful of boundaries that once we break, we can't go back. We can't, once the ice caps melt, we can't order more ice caps on Amazon. Okay? I mean, this is a crisis. And sometimes it's frustrating. We're trying to help people. I don't know how many of you saw that movie, Don't Look Up, right? And there's an asteroid or a meteor coming for Earth, and these two actors, they get on the show and they say, hey, we got to do something. There's a meteor coming toward the planet to destroy the planet. And they say, look, you're so strident. Calm down. This is a morning show. It's kind of like that, right? We're trying to wake the world up. But that's why we have Unchained TV with more than 1,000 videos that you can text people. You don't have to wait 20 minutes talking to your cousin or some neighbor who's insisting that they have to eat animals. You can just text them a movie. It happened to me the other day. A neighbor, I've known him for 32 years. He's not vegan. He said, quote, he said, I'm sick inside. I think I think something's happening. I think I'm really sick. I said, you know what? Let me text you a movie. I texted him Forks Over Knives. He watched it, and then he texted me. He said, thank you, Jane. I'm going to cut back on my meat and dairy. That's how change happens. I urge all of you to please download Unchained TV. And again, Supreme Master is going to be on there soon. And also, if you have video content, we want to stream it. If you have cooking shows, if you have talk shows, if you have documentaries, just here, I spoke to Dr. Baxter Montgomery and Dr. Will Tuttle, and they generously said, yes, we will give you your content. That's how we're doing it, because the vegan mantra isn't competition, exclusive. For me to win, you have to lose. For me to live, you have to die. The vegan mantra is, it's a win-win-win for everybody, animals, people, and the planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Jane Velez Mitchell, for using your powerful voice for our voiceless animal citizens.
That was so inspiring. Let's hear it again for Miss Jane Velez Mitchell. Woo!
Our next guest speaker is Professor Andrew Knight, PhD, and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr., both vegans, will share their messages via pre-recorded videos.
Dr. Knight is a veterinary professor and founding director of the Center of Animal Welfare at the University of Winchester. He advocates for the use of synthetic bodies of animal people for educational purposes to save animal people lives.
He has also led studies demonstrating how our animal people companions can thrive on a plant-based vegan diet. Supreme Master Ching Hai awarded Dr. Knight the Shining World Compassion Award.
The Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. is a member of the Yanktonwin, Dakota, and Chickasaw nations. He's an internationally recognized leader in community and economic growth, and the founder of Four Worlds International Institute.
Now, let's hear from Dr. Andrew Knight and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr.
Hi everybody, my name's Andrew Knight and I'm a veterinary professor of animal welfare. And for the last 2 or 3 decades, I personally have been working to try to improve the welfare of animals around the world. I think it's super important that we all do what we can to try to bring about a more compassionate world. With respect to our dietary choices, this is one of the most important ways that we can impact the wider world. Currently, there are well over 70 billion land animals and 1 to 3 trillion marine species who are being killed each year for our food. They're raised, those of them that are farmed are usually raised in intensive farms at very high stock intensities. So I think it's really important that we try to go vegan, as many of us as possible, in order to decrease one of the single greatest sources of suffering, which is currently on planet Earth. It's super important as well that we think about the wider environment. We are currently causing the 6th mass extinction event since fossil records began, and we are currently decimating not only individuals but entire species on a planetary basis. So this is not the best way that we can live, and showcasing the best that we can become as people. It's really important that we seek to love one another and to be compassionate towards one another and also to animals. One of the features I most liked about the book Love is the Only Solution was its eye-opening and important summary of the really important environmental problems that the planet is facing because of our dietary choices, because of our consumption and our overconsumption of livestock products and the incredible harm that is causing. I'm grateful to the book for opening our eyes about this and for drawing attention to this incredibly important problem. we can transition away from diets and lifestyles that involve the destruction of other living creatures toward compassionate, plant-based lifestyles and diets. We can all become vegan. Plant-based lifestyles, this also affects the planet at large. Our overconsumption of animal products, particularly in wealthy westernized nations, and it produces probably around about 20% of all human-generated greenhouse gases, contributing to climate change and species extinctions. Accordingly, it's so important that we transition to vegan diets for ourselves and also nutritionally sound vegan diets for our companion animals. Thank you for considering this. I'm Professor Andrew Knight. Please everybody try to be love in action.
Mitafiepi, my very beloved relatives of the human family, I'd like to extend a very warm and loving handshake and embrace to each and every one of you. Love is the only way. And just the title itself inspired me. Move to the positive alternative we wish to create with love, with compassion, with justice, with truthfulness, with integrity. And don't give away your energy fighting the negative. Every human being has the capacity to make a choice to uplift the world we live in, to do nothing and just go along with the injustice that's happening not only to our beloved human family, but to our animal relatives, to our plant relatives, and to our ocean relatives. Runaway climate change that could soon be upon us is the way we're treating our animal people. This animal farming is heartbreaking, especially when we remember that our animal relatives, they feel the same physical pain we do. They love their children like we do. They have been given a life here by the Creator as we have. And to think that we treat them the way we do, especially knowing the pain they're suffering, the separation they're feeling from their families and children. All human beings will be able to access food that does not necessitate us committing cruelty to animals. The first piece is a peace from within. If we do not have peace from within, which we can find through meditation, we can find through inner reflection, we have no peace to give to anybody else. So the first piece begins here in our hearts. And from here, it can come out. Because we can't take anyone anywhere we haven't been. And if our heart's not full of love and compassion and kindness and respect, and we can't demonstrate those qualities, how can others learn them? It's time to unify our human family, to really truly recognize we're all indigenous people of Mother Earth. What I love so much about Supreme Master Ching Hai, she treats everybody as a sacred being. Her heart is open to all members of the human family. This is the pathway. This is the way to truly end war and begin peace on earth. The time has come for peace upon this Mother Earth. Not just peace between us as human beings, but peace with our animal relatives, peace with our plant relatives, and peace with our beloved Mother Earth. So it means respecting all and loving all, as Supreme Master Ching Hai so beautifully expresses on so many different times I've listened to her speak. My names are Shugmanu and Shinupasaka, and I stand responsible before the Creator for my words and my actions.
Thank you, Dr. Andrew Knight, and the Honorable Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. for sharing your encouraging and informative messages.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Belize is one of them.
Belize Cruelty to Animals Act. In Belize, anyone who cruelly beats, ill-treats, overdrives, or tortures an animal person or causes them to be thus treated is guilty of an offense and is liable to a fine of up to 100 Belize dollars or $50 US.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Vegan. Live and die a true human.
You will come to Palestine.
Ah, thank you.
Oh Gaza, count your blessings, make peace, love the living.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan.
You are welcome in my house.
Adorable viewers, we appreciated your company today during the launch of Love is the Only Solution in the United States, Part 3 of 12. Please join us again on Saturday, November 4th for Part 4. Up next is A Billion, Building a Better Planet with Vicus Garg, Vegan, Part 2 of 2. May all humanity soon realize only love is the best solution for the survival and sustainability of Earth, our common home.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.